Yes, it is not that time yet. That's what I'm saying.
Can we
It's
let
not-
the
it's
people
not that time
speak?
yet.
Can we just let the people speak? Would anyone like to stand up? Rebecca, go ahead.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that. What are we talking for?
Yeah, let's stay a bit dispassionate.
No. You humbly, right?
In regards to our Constitution, I think there are several key points that our elders have demonstrated a contempt for either the elder boards or the church's approval, their council, and their vote in the following circumstances. In Slack, Pastor Mark listed a few people who hold church staff positions. Included in those people is Neilani Scalise and Eric Cardosa, but our Constitution says that only staff positions can be held by members. So they didn't seek a membership vote to amend the Constitution before allowing non-members of the church to hold staff positions, violating Article 10, Paragraph G. Not seeking a membership vote to amend the Constitution before allowing small groups to meet at a location other than the principal location, violating Article 9, Paragraph 10, that paragraph saying that small groups, morning service, evening service, all have to be held at the principal location, being 3370 Stone Hill Road. It's a small thing. Obviously, I'm sure we would have voted to change that to allow small groups to meet at a location other, but that just was never sought, either intentionally or unintentionally, and I think both of those cases are equally as concerning. A failure to seek the support of the membership in any major endeavor and consider their input regarding Christus Victor, violating Article 8, Paragraph A. A failure to define positions of staff by the Elder Board and appoint personnel by a vote of the Elder Board, violating Article 10, Paragraph G. From my understanding, this happened in the case with Lauren Renfro, and it might be the case with others that I'm aware of. And then having a congregation to vote to affirm Pastor Jerome the day before his flight left when tickets were paid for and arrangements were already made. I see that there's a neglect for the primary responsibility of shepherding the people of God while giving much attention to the pursuit of growing one's platform. I've seen this in the membership meetings where either largely, in part, or in full have been reallocated for the purpose of the Christus Victor initiative, while updates on the statuses of the souls of current and former members have either relocated to a Slack channel or rushed through at a meeting with extreme brevity, where people are glossed over, information isn't given, and statuses aren't updated to the congregation regarding these either former members, present members, or reconciliation process. I believe that they rushed the process for establishing certain cornerstone church plants, evidenced by Pastor Tony in adding the Haiti Church to our cornerstone mission boards when Tony was unqualified. And I have some quotes from a book called Bully Pulpit by Michael Kruger. It says, "Spiritual abusers seem to be building God's kingdom, but are really building their own. Spiritual abuse usually happens because a pastor is desperately trying to control his ministry and keep it on track. He wants to control his staff, control the vision, control the direction of the church. Pastors accused of spiritual abuse are often accomplishing something helpful for the kingdom. Expanding the reach of the gospel, planting churches, helping the poor. Their ministries look blessed. This appearance of blessing not only makes the abusive pastor sure that he's done nothing wrong, but it also convinces others of his innocence. They refuse to believe any accusations." In regards to being authoritative and abusive, 10 minutes of an evening service was used to warn church members that they aren't teachers in the church and that they don't have the authority to teach their opinions in opposition to an elder's stance to other church members. Accuses people who hold and voice differing opinions of acting in pride, being divisive, being disrespectful, disrupting the peace and unity of the church. Appeals to submitting to your elders were made in general announcements where members aren't able to respond. Submission and obedience on behalf of the congregation are emphasized, and the implication is made that concerns or doubts regarding a decision the elders have made is ungodly, immature, and a display of disrespect and insubmissiveness. This is textbook behavior of an abusive pastor. More quotes from the book. It says, to snuff out criticism, an abusive pastor will often silence, shame, or isolate a person, making them feel they are insubmissive, insubordinate, and undermining the church's God-given leadership. Another sign of overly defensive pastors is that they continually remind people of their authority. In such cases, pastors will often say things like, I'm your boss, I'm over you, or I'm in charge. On top of these reminders, there may be regular appeals to scriptural teachings about the authority of the pastor or the elders, how they hold the keys to the kingdom, and that the church members are to submit to their leaders. I believe he has been threatening in his position. And I say the position of the pastor is one that the congregation should be able to trust and confide in. Mark has used this position and the information communicated in private settings as an opportunity to turn it against a member when they step out of line. I texted Pastor Mark privately after affirming my love towards him. I said that I've been fighting the temptation to have evil suspicion. Mark responded by saying that I shouldn't allow myself to think with evil suspicion and then follow through in acting in evil suspicion, and that I need to stop, and he warned me. So what I confessed to Pastor Mark as someone fighting a temptation was turned and used against me and accused me of sinning in that way. It reminded me of when Nikita left the church. It was openly communicated to the congregation what was spoken privately to Mark. In a state of vulnerability, Nikita confessed and shared her struggles with Mark over the challenges she faced as a single woman with a desire to be married. During the members' meeting, this information was used against Nikita to paint her in the light of one given over to immense idolatry, as evidenced by her tears. Nikita's accusation against Mark were then to be thought of by the congregation of coming from someone blinded by their sin and unable to make a sound judgment regarding Mark's actions and words towards her during the process. Another quote that I've had and I wanted to read.
Rebecca,
Yes.
can we allow somebody else that
Oh,
would like
yeah.
to serve in this? Thank you.